The majority of those schools started the school system in late August or early September and didn't finish until the second or third week of June. The first semester of school ended the third or fourth week of January in the states. Of the 10 states whose students scored the lowest, the majority started during the second or third week of August and finished school the fourth week of May, and the semester break in all of those 10 lowest states finished before Christmas break. The only other reason given by Mrs. McCormick and Mrs. Whitman during my discussion with them regarding the academic calendar was that we had to give ample educational time during the school year for those students, and most of these comments were high school students, who are academically challenged to be able to have the extra time to comprehend lessons and perform well on classroom exams as well as standardized exams. I then asked how many students fit in that category. The response was 35 to 40 students. And based upon the information on your website, that encompasses about 5% of our high school students. So I would like to present to you, school board members, a correlation with the information from Mrs. Whitman, Mrs. McCormick, regarding the AP sheet that they handed to me. And the results showing that starting the school earlier in the academic year provides no academic benefit. And in fact, the lowest tier of schools in the states start school according to the schedule that's been indicated by this administration. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, thank you. Indiana Bond Bank rollover resolution. Mr. Murphy.
Yes, the next two items involve the borrowing that we propose to do in advance of the receipt of tax money from the auditor. I'm not sure whether there are two resolutions or whether there's one. I picked up on the agenda. I know the project I've been working on involves primarily the 2011 Advanced Funding Program, but Dr. Roberson also indicated that we had some new materials from. So are there two resolutions? Okay. Both of these resolutions involve the fact that we need to borrow some money from the Indiana Bond Bank prior to receipt of funds. The 2011 Advanced Funding Program, which is B on your agenda, really involves borrowing for next year. The first one involves borrowing if we don't receive money this year when it's been promised to us by law.
Is there a motion for the rollover resolution?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Comments from Mr. Murphy? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Indiana Bond Bank 2011 Advanced Funding Program. Is there a motion for it?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Again, right now, we're not borrowing any money in short term. The rest of the state is paying on time.
Correct. That's just in case we need it.
Right. The governor's promised that it'll keep paying on time.
No.
All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. 2011 to 12 school calendar.
In your package, you have the proposed 2011-12 school calendar. Is my recommendation the school board approve that.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? I'd just like to make a comment, brief comment. Part of our strategic plan is on the AP classes. We are really pushing that. That's part of the strategic plan. And I must admit, Mrs. McCormick and Mrs. Whitman have done a terrific job on that. Because in 2001, 2002, we had 15 people. We had 15 tests taken. I don't know how many people, because one student can take a couple of tests. And we had 9 pass. So that's real good. That's 60%. Because the state average, as Dr. Short said, is about 10%. Okay, last year, I should back up. In 2005, 2006, we said, okay, any student in Yorktown taking an AP class must take the test. Okay, if you're going to sit in it, you have to take the test. Okay, by forcing everybody to take it, our results should go down. But the contrary has happened. Last year, just the English language composition alone, we had 65 students take the test. Out of that 65, we had 36 pass for a 55.38% passing. Okay, was that as good as 2001, 2002? Statistically, it isn't. I mean, they had 60%. This class only had 55, and this is our best. But overall, we had 65 students taken. Where the other one student could have taken, 3 different tests. So out of that percentage, and those go along. Chemistry, we had 8 take it, 7 passed. Again, remember the state percentage is about 10%. Calculus, we had 18 take it, we had 8 passed. Now these are some of our better ones. Government, 15, we had 9 passed. So the results are we did outstanding. We did extremely well in this. So when we came up talking about the calendar, we asked, again, what's the key factor in a lot of these classes? It comes down to the teacher. It's just, I know one at Muncie Central High School, they had a teacher and he had excellent results. So a lot of this is based on the teacher. So I kind of pulled the teachers on this and I said, okay, what do you want to see in the calendar? And they said, and these are our high-performing teachers because they're getting the results. And they said, if you can start early, if you can have more days off during the school year, that benefits us. So that's what I looked at. I don't want to put a hurdle in front of them because they said you can't, snow days are unpredictable. We can miss a bunch of days right in a row. And he said it disrupts the pattern. And he said you get those high-performing students, the best way to do it is start early. We're not starting about the same time as most schools, and then more days off of the school year. And Alex, how many AP classes have you now signed up for? 5. Okay, so we got some students that signed up for 3, 4, 5. He's exceptional. Of course, Alex is an exceptional guy. He signed up for 5. So I just want to make that notification. So any other comments before we vote? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion passes 4-0. Transfer appropriations between amounts for year end of 2010-2011.
As done yearly, there's a resolution in your packets to transfer appropriations between accounts for the calendar year 2010. We'd like to go ahead and do that for 2011 as well.
All in favor of the motion, or is there a motion? Or
So moved.
second. Okay, any discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Memorandum of Understanding between Yorktown Teachers Association and Yorktown Schools.
We were told about a month ago that the ISTA trust was in trouble financially and we had to move our teachers' VIVAs out of that trust into security benefits. So we are proposing as an agreement, because that is a bargaining issue, so we are proposing that we go ahead and move that from the ISTA trust to security benefits, move all VIVAs. But then we are also proposing that we go out and shop and take RFPs during the month of January to make sure security benefits is indeed the best investor to do our business with. So I would just recommend that you approve the MOU that has been signed by the association.
Is there a motion? Okay, second.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I'd like to commend Ms. McCormick on working on this. I know I sat in on that meeting, and she did not have to do this. There's another thing our administration does. She went out of her way to make sure our teachers are getting the best they can get, getting multiple programs to choose from. So, thank you, Ms. McCormick.
All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Sportsplex agreement.
In your package, you have an updated Sportsplex agreement that actually Mr. Murphy has drafted and revised for us, and the town has approved it. And I would recommend that now the school board also approve it, and it really just cleaned up language regarding the soccer field and the softball field.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Credit card authorization change.
This is really just a cleanup. It has Dr. Rozell's name on it. We would like to change that from Dr. Rozell to the corporation name, so I would propose that you approve that change.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Fuel bids, we'll table. We got those fuel bids in today. They're under review. We didn't have enough time to review them, so they will be on the next month's agenda. Okay. Circuit breaker grant.
This is just an FYI, it doesn't require a vote, but we did get the grant, which is about $222,000. But just so you know, we are still short about $372,000. So it was promising. We thought we were going to get that grant money in November. We didn't hear anything. We're getting a little nervous, but we are going to receive it at the end of December.
The 222?
Yes.
Okay.
So you don't need to vote on it. That's just letting you know what's happening with the circuit breaker grant.
Okay. That's all we're going to get. I hope you
That's
get
it.
any more. Okay.
And that's down from 300, what was
We're
it?
still down 372.
Okay.
Conflict of interest.
Well, I think we have to go ahead and, there is a conflict of interest for Mr. Smith in your packet. I think we have to go ahead and vote on that.
Yes.
And again, I have to abstain. Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Agreement between Ball State School of Nursing and Yorktown Schools.
In the past, we have partnered with Ball State School of Nursing, and that kind of went away for whatever reason, so we would like to bring that back to provide a service to those students who are in nursing, to either work with Nurse Esther or also provide facilities as needed. So it's my recommendation that you approve the agreement that is included. So,
Okay, second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. And AP junior release. Advanced placement class release.
This fall, in your packet, you have a proposal that I submitted to Superintendent McCormick. This fall, we instituted a program where students who are taking advanced placement courses as seniors may be excused from attending their study hall if it falls during Block 1 and Block 4, which provides for basically a late arrival or an early release on one ELC block only. The purpose of that was to more closely mimic a college experience where students had some flexibility in their courses to create opportunities for study tables, extra work with teachers, give them that college experience. This fall we had 54 seniors participate in that program. It's been very successful. If you were to ask Mr. Elias, he would testify to that. Your feedback from the students is?
It's great.
Great, they like it, and you're using it for?
Studying.
Of course, studying, and they are doing some extra peer groups, working with other students, so it's been very, very productive. At the time we submitted that proposal, we talked about the idea of doing it with juniors. At this time, I would like to extend this opportunity to the junior class as well. They will have it, if you approve it, for the second semester. Right now, I will tell you we have 96 juniors who are in AP classes, which is more than 50% of the class, so I'm very proud of the juniors because they are so involved in the advanced placement program as our seniors are. We actually do have some sophomores taking AP as well, but sophomores aren't driving, so we're not even going there. But the expansion of our AP program is commendable because we have such great students. Based on our calculations of those juniors who have ELC Block 1 or 4, we're really talking about an affected population of about 45 students that would be eligible for that. My recommendation is that we approve this, you approve this for the juniors for the rest of this year, and that we review our data on how well they've performed for both juniors and seniors to determine whether or not we go forward next year in some or in part with this particular program. I did attach to that proposal, the students would, should you approve this, report to their scheduled study hall in January when school resumes. However, they are required to complete a permission slip so parents are aware that they are driving and that they are not in attendance for that one study hall block. They are subject to both midterm and semester being pulled from the program should their grades drop. They have to maintain a C average or better. AP classes are weighted, so a C plus is actually a B in an AP class. So they have to complete that permission slip. They understand any discipline, attendance, or grade concerns make them subject to my pulling them from